My name is Aaron Coleman. Pronouns are he, him, his, and I am the Kenneth E. Tyler Endowed Chair in Printmaking at Herron School of Art and Design in Indianapolis, Indiana.
We'll just pile them onto that cart, and then we'll just roll it back up. That way you guys don't have to carry them up the step, because they're not that heavy, but they are heavy.
Are they like 20 pounds?
They're like between 30 and 50 pounds. The problem is some of them are still a little damp.
There's a lot of things that led to this project happening. First is sort of like a visual inspiration. When I moved back to Indianapolis, we were fortunate enough to finally be able to buy a property, and on that property was an abandoned playground. The playground itself had this sort of boat feeling to it, but the slide in particular really looked like a boat to me. And so that was sort of the visual inspiration for it, but conceptually and definitely more importantly was the research that I was doing at the time. I was reading Christina Sharp's In the Wake, and throughout that book she describes the sort of impact of the transatlantic slave trade as this rippling wake coming off the front of a slave ship. I was watching and rewatching a conversation between Fred Moten and Saidiya Hartman called The Black Outdoors. And in that, Fred Moten says, escape is not an achievement, it's an activity. You never get escaped. What you're trying to escape from is always on you. And I think in the life of a person of color, there's always a sense of sort of simultaneous joy and pain, or like at any moment something could go wrong, right? So even when you're having a good time and enjoying company or on a playground, something horrible can happen. You know, think about Tamir Rice being killed at a park. And so that idea of sort of shifting the perspective of what we think we understand, right? For me, it was this playground, and this sort of dual set of research between this conversation and Christina Sharp's book, the image of a boat, the image of the wake, this idea of escape and what it really means, and sort of twisting the idea of a playground. And so I knew I wanted to make a boat, a vessel that could sort of transport myself or us or someone away from pain and trauma and history to a future that was maybe a little bit better or different.
No, once you get enough people on it, it's pretty clear. Okay. Keep coming with that cart. There you go.
Just watch your hand as you're going down. Slowly down.
Stack them. Yeah, why not?
back and the front, that's what sits on the sandbag.
Okay. All right, on 3, 1, 2, 3. I have barely any weight.
Good seat, watch out. Yeah, good. Get back towards Aaron with hair. Down.
Delicate and Filled with Dynamite is a quote from Christina Sharp's book. She was interviewing a man about the sort of atmosphere of the civil rights movement, and he said it was delicate and filled with dynamite. And that sentence for me, it was just like exactly what I'm talking about in my work today, you know, the last 2 years. Again, that sort of simultaneous nature of joy and pain, right? And so I think about, like the boat is made with a lot of basketball court flooring, and that material was given to me through this crazy chance scenario. And so I think about the basketball court versus the criminal court. I think about the football field versus the cotton field. I think about the playground as a place for, you know, expressing yourself and playing and being joyful, but some terrible things happen to people of color on playgrounds. And so that title, it just really sort of encapsulates everything that I'm thinking about with this project and with a lot of the projects that I'm working on right now. And it's not, I don't think that it's the title of the boat, it's the title of this show, and I really want that title to be sort of a piece on its own, because it just does so much as a string of words that, you know, it's hard to attach it to something other than itself.